Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Chill Out podcast. I'm Kelly Ward, your host, and this week I really wanted to share with you my conversation with Emma, where we speak about life in Miami, her personal wellness journey, how she feels about living a more balanced life, and we also discuss social media. So I'm super excited to share it with you. Enjoy. You're currently in Miami now, right?
Yes, I live in Miami now 7 months or so.
Yeah. And how is that?
I really like it. I kind of came here a year ago working remote for my old company
Mhm.
to escape the cold winter of New Jersey and New York City. I wasn't paying rent at the time, so I was very lucky that I had the money to go Airbnb places for like months at a time. So that's just kind of what I did in the search of where do I want to go next in my life. I mean, when I initially set out to do it, I was just wanted to travel. I didn't really not think of moving back to New York City as like an option. And then the
Yeah.
more cities that I saw, I was like, you know what, maybe I see life somewhere else. And then Miami, I just, ended up making a whole lot of connections and friends and really just enjoyed the vibe down here and the weather. So come the end of summer, I kind of made the decision to move here. And then I just moved here in September. And it's been really, really great so far.
That's awesome though. That's
Yeah.
awesome. And how's the life in New York City compared to Miami? I know the weather is much different, but how's the
Yeah.
lifestyle?
So it is, the weather is different and that definitely impacts the lifestyle. I'm not going to lie, I do miss having seasons, but I think a couple of cold days and I'm all set. The lifestyle in Miami, it's very active, very energetic. There is always things to do. In the same sense, there's always things to do in New York City, but it might be like a little more different. It might be more of like a pub vibe versus Miami's like a outdoor happy hour, sunset, like all the time. It's very summery here. So yeah, completely different vibes in that kind of sense. But at the end of the day, we're all waking up, going to work, doing our thing.
Exactly.
I guess there's different jobs in different locations too, as well.
That's awesome. Okay, so first of all, thank you so much for agreeing to come on my podcast, and hopefully I can use this recording as well for my channel. So I'm
Yeah.
very excited to meet you. And the reason why I message you is because I love your feed, like on Instagram.
Uh,
And I love following people whose content is like inspiring and also kind of like aligns with the kind of lifestyle that I like as well. So
mhm.
I did send you a list of questions. So I first want you to tell me like about yourself and the career that you do, because I'm very interested to know about that as well.
Right. So it's funny, my career right now doesn't currently have too much to do with my social media and Instagram, but what that I've created is purely a hobby, and now I'm starting to find it turn into more into some type of a business. And there's that part of me deep inside that knows that that's something that I'm truly going to build off of in the future. But however, following the typical American way of going to college, this and that, I majored
Yeah.
in finance. I graduated, moved to New York City, worked at two different really, really big corporations there. And then when COVID happened, I was remote at one job. I was on an engineering team for like a finance,
Oh,
really, really big
wow. That's
company.
impressive.
Yeah. And didn't really, I learned so much from the job, but that job was trending towards being a software engineer. And that's not necessarily like where I saw myself going. So I moved to Miami and then started to set the intention of um, getting a new job, knowing that they were going to ask me to go back to New York as well. And I just kind of made the decision. I was like, you know what? I don't think New York is my city. This is where I want to go right now. And I'm just going to figure it out. If they don't want to work with me, then like I have a degree. I am a smart girl. I could, make things work if need be. So um, I am very lucky that I moved here and kind of set intentions for not what do I want to do? Because right now I am a portfolio manager at a really small credit insurance startup. And I don't think if I tried, I would have been able to write that down 6 months ago. This is what I want to be. I want to be this.
Exactly.
What I had learned, because I'm a really big proponent of like kind of manifesting and understanding what you want and like just writing down ideas, especially when they flow right to you, I started to kind of write down like, what do I want this next job to feel like? How big do I want my team to be? What do I want my coworkers to be like? And then it seems like this current role that I'm in, I'm very lucky that it seems to be almost exactly what I wanted for now, for example.
Yeah.
So I'm 25, and I'm very lucky to be part of a small and growing team and to have be within a company that has really good prospects, and I get to wear multiple hats and I'm learning new things every day. So I have landed myself in a place where I honestly would have never imagined 1 year ago.
But that's the thing, like about life. I feel like as you get into your like mid-20s, you
Yeah.
kind of, especially in our generation right now, before it was like, okay, cool, you get out of school, you go to university or college, and then
Mhm.
you kind of settle down. And now we're in a space where people feel more free and want a bit more. And people aren't really focused so much on the destination, but kind of like the journey and the process. So
Definitely.
I think that's really cool. Like the whole, like the new journey that you're on and you're kind of doing what
Right.
makes you happy. So I think that's so important. It's
Right. And I'm
inspiring.
very lucky and grateful that have the opportunity to do this too. Not everyone could kind of just like leave their city and go travel and like figure it out. But regardless of where you do or what you are, I think it really is also just about like feeling things intuitively and like following the steps and like putting yourself out there. Like this job came to me because I changed my location on LinkedIn to Miami, even before I lived here.
Yeah.
So it's setting those things up and putting those things in place. And yeah, I'm think a lot of us, especially through college, are kind of so focused on let me just graduate and do well and get a job and make my parents happy.
Yeah.
And growing up, I was really big on, oh, like let me just like do right for my parents. I was a good kid, but it also landed me in a place where you graduate, you do all the things, and now you're working this job, and then you're like, wait, like is this what I want? Am I happy? But at the same time, you don't really know until you get there. You don't really know what a job entails necessarily until you get there. So I think I'm very lucky and I'm very happy that culture now is very open to people doing a job for a year and then you can change trajectories over and over again. It's very normalized now versus with like my parents' generation. When I told them I was leaving my big stable corporate job for more of a startup type of life, they were very concerned. But
Yeah.
now, a couple months down the road, them seeing things unfold in my life the way they have, they're like so happy and like so proud. So
Yeah.
I think it really is just listening to like yourself and like what you feel is right, despite of what other people may think too.
Exactly. I fully agree with that. And I think like as parents as well, I think they're more concerned because they want the best for you.
Yeah.
So that's probably the thing that like, because parents are like that. They just want you to be happy. They want you to live a good life. And then when they see that you're actually on a path that's making you happy and that you're doing well in, they're obviously going to support you. So it's a win-win either way.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay.
So then I guess,
So yeah.
sorry, go ahead.
What would you like to say? Sorry.
Oh, so that was just like my job. And then I was just kind of mentioning, like to circle back to your question, it's like the Instagram page that I created, it's just like that's something that I've always been interested. I love food and I have brought my own way of like manifesting things and it's my way of sharing resources that help me. So maybe I can help other people.
Exactly. And that's like the beautiful thing about social media. And like one of the questions that I actually wanted to ask you as well was, what is your advice when it comes to, because obviously there's a negative side of social media and then there's a positive side. So you can kind of use it for a business aspect, for what you're doing, where you're posting content that's positive, that's hopefully going to help somebody. And then there's a negative side where there's a lot of comparisons and it is difficult because for females or even males, it's difficult when you're constantly comparing yourself to what you see on social media and where you're maybe at in your life. So how do you deal with the negative side of social media?
Right. So, and this is something that I flipped flopped over sometimes because sometimes you just want to, especially when you're building like kind of a brand or an aesthetic or a feed on Instagram and like approaching it from a business point, you can't just decide to be like, I'm just not going to go on Instagram for the month. I'm going to detox myself. Like I want to do that, but I also care about the prospects of like growing something and building something for myself. So with the negativity thing, I think we are the creators of our own feed. Everyone's feed is individual to your interests and what you choose to follow. So if there is something that is in your feed that maybe you're focusing a little bit too much on, or that is bringing you down, or that you don't want to see, unfollow. Like out of sight, out of mind. I find that work for me a whole bunch. If you're not seeing something pop up, then it's not going to bother you. And I think something that I've connected with like a lot of girls on with my profile is like the whole like body positivity thing. Part of the reason why I started that page is because growing up in like high school and college, I had a lot of those normal type of issues that weren't really spoken about, but like we're all in our head about like, oh, I just want to be skinny, let me just eat less, which is the complete wrong thing to do. So
Yes.
like I think each and every one of us have our own little personal like food, self-growth, self-love journeys that we've been through, some more extreme than others. I'm very lucky that I never had to go through the process of being like diagnosed with anything, this or that. But I think I have also come aware on social media how now things can be so edited.
Yeah.
So if you find yourself comparing yourself to like this model or something, I would just take a step back and be like, you know what, like I don't know this person, like what does my life have to do with the way that this person's like body looks? And then if you need to, unfollow them. So I think that's best for like your mental health.
No, I fully agree. And I think especially like, when you're growing up as a female, there's a lot of issues. Like I went to an all girls school. So you're constantly surrounded
Oh, wow.
by really pretty girls or even magazines. And I studied film acting. So I really looked up to celebrities when I was younger. So you kind of have that image and then you kind of compare yourself and then you associate food in a negative way instead of in a positive way. And then that kind of plays out later on in your life. So yeah, I think that's really refreshing, like your whole take on how not to take social media too seriously.
Right. Yeah. And I think it's all the same with the whole, like, sorry, my computer, same with the whole like food thing. I think it's very easy for us girls, especially like in high school and college, like not really understanding the value of what food does for you.
Exactly.
Understanding like what, how is this nourishing my body? Like I need food, like I need the energy, like I want to put good in so I get good out. So I think it's reframing everything about food, because sometimes I will still find myself in like maybe like a negative cycle of thinking, and it's hard to get out of, but it's definitely doable if you have the right tools to help like reframe. So for me personally, like I really want to start building my page in like a certain type of way and relaying certain messages, because I don't have the power to do that, but it's a matter of, time. You have to put time into things that you care about.
Exactly. And what type of lifestyle do you specifically enjoy living? So, like, what is your daily routine? What are your self-care practices? What is your vision for your life and those steps that you're kind of taking there?
Yeah, I mean, I am very lucky that now I get to live a life of balance. I think growing up, going back to those same kind of struggles, like I didn't always let myself, indulge or like have fun, because I was always so concerned, oh, like what is this doing to my health or like my body? I'm so lucky that now like I get to live a life of balance and I could go have fun, whatever that may mean. Like I live in Miami. It is a very party city.
Yes.
Not that I'm going to party all the time, but there's nights where like if the vibe is there and if the vibe's good, like I see so much more benefits drinking for a whole afternoon with my coworkers, going out, having fun. It's those days where you're with people, just having a good time, eating, drinking, not even checking your phone and looking at the clock. I don't care that maybe I'm drinking a little bit more that I normally would, or like eating like not the best foods, because I think the benefits of genuine company and like good laughter are incredible for your health. But on the flip side of that, like you have to know what to say yes and what to say no to. You can't go out every single time someone invites you to go out. It can be pretty regimented. Like in the morning, I like to wake up, give myself time before work to try to move my body, whether that's a walk or yoga. shower. I like to do gua sha or have a new face. So I love
Oh,
using a
wow,
new
that's
face.
awesome.
Yeah, I love like my like face massage in the morning, my skincare routine. I'll probably do like a serum and like SPF, of course, and then I'll get ready and go to the office, which is only like 30 minutes from me for the commute, which is like pretty nice actually to separate my day. So then like with that, it comes with, oh, like how do I eat healthy? Let me like, buy good quality groceries and go to the farm, make time to go to the farmer's market on the weekends and like find good recipes to make and make sure I'm like nourishing my body well throughout the week. So I have the energy to wake up and like go to workouts and also go out here and there. So the lifestyle that I want to live is very much like I want to nourish my body as much as possible because I also have the knowledge of what like good, clean, organic ingredients can do for you. But at the
Exactly.
same time, I also understand like the benefits of having fun too, and just enjoying and savoring your life. So I'm very lucky that I'm now more so on that middle ground of balance where there's a lot of other times where I go more over to one end on the seesaw and then back over to the other end, which is also okay too.
Exactly. And I think it's so important. Like the reason why I'm passionate about wellness is because there is a negative side to the wellness culture, and where you kind of have to almost strive to be perfect, or if you're not having maybe a green juice every single day, you're not really following the right way of living. And I think
Right.
it's so refreshing to hear you say as well that, you know what, I do go out, I do socialize, I do have fun, but then I also stick to what's going to help me mentally, what's going to help my body, and what's going to help my mindset. And I think that's so important to remember as well, just having that balance in life. And I wanted to ask you, like, now where you're at the moment. I know obviously you still have like a long way to go on your own journey, but what would you tell your younger self at this point now in your life, if you could speak to your younger self?
What do I tell my younger self?
So what like piece of advice would you tell yourself?
Yeah, I think growing up, this is a little bit more on like a different tangent. I was pretty good at like sealing my emotions and like not being too vulnerable. And it wasn't until like more recently where I got a little bit more in touch with my feelings and how I'm coming off to other people or just like listening and understanding and giving good advice. So I would just tell my younger self, like, it's okay to feel, like communicate your like thoughts and emotions with people. Like it's okay. Like you won't be judged. Cause I think a lot of the times a lot of people are their biggest fear is to be judged by those around them, especially those who like you care about like their opinion and stuff like that. So I
Yeah.
think that would be the advice that I would give is just like don't think too hard on things and it's okay to like feel like we all have emotions, like express those.
Exactly. Okay, so we don't have like much time. Like I really enjoy speaking to you, and I'm enjoying
Yeah.
all of your advice and just hearing about your life. But I just want to ask you one more question. How do
Yeah.
you stay mentally fit? So how do you take care of your mental health?
Hmm. So mental health wise, I really try to come back to myself and like my intuition by kind of like taking a couple of deep breaths and asking myself like, what does my body really need? And usually like I'll try to like meditate. I'm not the best at that. And meditation is a practice or it's a skill, like going to the gym and working out or like anything, you have to like learn how to do it. But I always feel better when I like journal or like meditate and journal and just kind of take time for myself, honestly. Like the best for me to get back on like my mental game is to talk to a friend, to get like other insight and to get things out, write it down and or meditate.
Awesome. I love that. Well, thank you so much for like, agreeing to meet with me. I really enjoyed meeting you and just speaking to
Yeah.
you. It was so interesting to hear like about your life and about your own struggles and how you kind of like get over that. And yeah, thank you so much. It was so exciting meeting you, Emma. Thank you.
Yeah, so exciting to meet you too. I would love to like chat more in the future. I'm sorry that our time got cut off and hopefully we could plan some time to, to actually have a full good conversation.
That'll be awesome. Well, enjoy. It's like 4:30 by you, right?
5 p.m. now. Yep.
5 p.m. Okay, awesome. Well, enjoy the rest of your day and your evening. And thank you so much for
Okay.
meeting me.
You as well. Thank you.
Bye.